I mean, it's not even my deployment zone yet, but it's going to need to move to like at least right here so we can get in. Okay.
The tables are. So one of the things that I've.
So these two are solid. The rest I win us. These two are solid. The rest are permeable.
All right. I need to actually wear my mic. Hey guys, how you doing? All right. So I'm gonna wear it in a way that's not awkward.
Impossible.
All right.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
You guys are live.
So this is my 11th game this weekend.
Yes.
My feet are very sore.
That's understandable.
And I've come to believe that your horses are actually just conscripts that are strictly better.
They're not obsec. All right.
Okay.
So,
That, in my last game actually mattered. I had a single conscript that survived for 4 turns on objective against Chuck. It was hilarious.
so what I want you to do.
Is win the roll to go first.
No,
so
no,
you can act
Danny,
out
say
again?
something.
We're gonna
We'll
complete
see
some
if it all
audio
works
tests.
together.
Can you hear me okay?
And I'm going to be listening on Twitch.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
I want
I
you to
can.
do is I want you to start talking about your army, and I want John and Danny to ruthlessly make fun of it, and we're going to find out how that sounds.
That sounds great. Were they commenting my last game?
We
I
were.
don't know. Someone was commenting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure who. So my army is it's got like 100 guard bodies. I was originally going to bring 120 plague bearers to this list, and people were like, "Why do you hate yourself so much?" And I was like, "Eh." And then I was like, "No, instead I'm going to upgrade to like 130 guard bodies." It's not fun to play that in 11 games in a weekend, but it's great. It's a cool list. I've got 2 tank commanders and 1 normal Lehman Russ. It's
Danny,
a
start
spearhead.
making noise.
And 2
Beep
mana
boop
cores.
beep boop beep boop.
Boo.
So,
Making
that
fun.
And then I have an attachment with a ton of guard bodies. It's got like 4 10-man guard squads, 2 30s, or 2 29-man conscript squads,
You guys are good.
3 company commanders, and all the plasma.
Okay.
I've got 3 command squads with 4 plasma and 3 special weapon squads with 3 plasma guns each. What the list could use is like some melee counterpunch or some such, like maybe Space Marine Vanguard vets, like Peter's list has.
I'm sorry. Were you talking to me?
No, I was saying that what my list could really use is some good melee counterpunch, like maybe Vanguard vets.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'd also be cool if my conscripts just had 3 wounds and if I would feel no pain.
So you know what you could do
What's that?
if you really wanted to be derpy? So obviously the conscripts have a lot of additional utility coming from the fact that they're obsec and they have a lot of wounds, right? And a 4-up invul is very durable against certain types of damage. So that's also a very valuable tool. If, hypothetically, you were to take 30 conscripts and 20 horses in the same list.
Sure, yeah, you can do that.
It's totally a thing you could do. You could
yeah.
even make them death core, so they're better against morale.
Yeah, I can totally do that. You know what else I could do? I could play a Death Guard army with like 25 models.
Yeah, no.
I could play, and right now that sounds really appealing. Right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, you were the one who picked this. This is
Hey,
is
you helped me pick it.
I did. Well, I gave you advice.
Colin helped me pick it. All right, man. So
All right, so
we got 18.
have seen my army before. I'm gonna bring it actually from off stage,
All right, so we've got the players. They're kind of going over their lists a little bit. Zach basically explaining to Peter what exactly his list is. We just watched a great game of Zach versus Chuck on Biff Pod Stream 2, a.k.a. Canhammer TV. John?
The game before last. Yeah, you got it, man.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean both games. We've been listening to Zach all day.
We've been
playing
following
against,
Zach's like journey to greatness.
I know,
all
yeah. We've
morning.
just
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of been following him around.
to block me off of objectives and kill my
It's been pretty
Uh,
good. I liked Zach's casual dismissal of taking Death Court.
Generous.
That's always been my response too. So we're here today. We are streaming for the charity hammer event, Hammer Out Cancer, which is a charity event. We're raising money for the Family of Vincent Price as well as the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Fund. If you want to donate to this cause, check out charityhammer.com, or if you just want to send the money directly, you can send it to paypal.me/charityhammer. Man, what a great cause. We also have a raffle for every $30 that you donate, you get 1 raffle ticket. There's all kinds of prizes that have been given away all weekend. So go ahead and check out charityhammer.com to get more information. John, those raffle prizes are awesome, aren't they?
Oh, they're so great. You can win a pro-painted Necron army. And we're not talking like we're throwing this up on eBay to advertise pro-painted. Literally a great-looking Necron army, 2,000 points worth, an entire set. So 12 boxes of orcs, which has some really great models in there. We have the Catachan Chrono, a Dark Shrub, Plague Bearers, Bloodletters, models for every army. That can just go away. And again, this is all for just helping out a great cause as a bonus. So every $30 you donate gets you 1 entry into the raffle and a better chance to win a bunch of amazing Warhammer prizes, as well as supporting an amazing member of the community and a great charity.
Absolutely. And just so we know, we've got Pickles in the chatter, I believe. The full list will be published after the event. Winners will be notified by email. So man, what an awesome event. So we're setting up for Retrieval, 6 objective mission. John, have you looked up Retrieval?
Oh yeah, I have it bookmarked like a champ here. I know. So it's a 6 objective mission, hammer and anvil deployment. Score 5 points for primary for holding 1 objective marker, 5 more points for 2 or more, and then 5 more points for 3 or more. So that's a little easier here on these 6 objective missions. I know Zach just came from a game with similar primary with only 4 objectives.
So the mission secondary is kind of interesting for this one. This one is about conserving your forces.
Which might be tough with a billion conscripts, but what does it do?
Yeah, both these guard armies might have to really think hard about whether or not they want this. They want to use this objective. And I'm not sure if they pick secondaries yet. We'll have to try and we'll talk to Pickle, our table boss here, see if we can get an idea of what the players end up deciding to take. So we're still
for secondaries.
Yes.
Let me unmute them and they can tell you real quick.
Perfect.
Points, right?
I picked Engage on all fronts, Assassinate, and Deploy Scramblers. Zach is currently looking at his secondaries.
With a very sad face.
With a very sad face. He basically.
Hey guys, Peter is really quiet.
Yeah. Hey, all right. I'm actually going to talk now. So I'm going to take Engage on all fronts, Deploy Scramblers, and Assassinate, because I need to kill tank commanders. And last time I had a real good time punking random characters all game. So that's what I'm going to do. Is that going to be a mistake versus bring it down? I don't know. I didn't max bring it down last time. So Zach,
I guess we'll
on
find
the other
out.
hand, is currently considering his options. I believe you're taking Engage.
I'll take Engage.
Engage.
I'll take Banners.
Banners.
And I will take... Man, every time I take Mental Interrogation, I feel bad about it later.
It's always that third secondary, right? That's hard to pick.
What's the mission one? What mission?
What is the mission one? That's actually a really good point. I might drop Assassinate for the mission one if the mission one's not garbage.
Minimize losses.
So the mission one for this is
They can't hear you, Danny.
I'm
It's
not
being
gonna
relayed by
do that.
Pickles.
That's number of units, and I have a
Minimize
million
losses, I think
units.
Zach
I get
said
10
they know
points
it.
for
Yeah.
that, so I just keep all my stupid heavy weapon squads together alive, and all my 6 characters alive. I will take minimize losses. It should be at least as good as Assassinate.
Okay.
a ballsy
Even on our
move.
last game, I would have done okay with that, because all the little bullshit squads that come on later were fine. Sorry. So Peter, I don't know if Stream heard this. Can they hear me now, or am I? Okay, so these two are actually opaque. You can't see through them. Every other rune on this is permeable, so if you touch it, you can see through it.
Cool.
They're obscuring.
So which ones are opaque? These two ones.
All others, if you tag it, you can see through it.
Cool.
I like that. But I guess no more than you do. It's all the same. You can just play bumper cars with
Yeah,
it.
I can play bumper cars all day. All right, so I have a score sheet written up. Let's roll
do it,
for
man.
attacker defender.
Loser deploys first. I got a 2.
Cool.
All right, I got them on mute. If you guys want to talk about their secondaries and stuff
Perfect.
while they deploy.
Amazing.
All right.
So,
So, are
Danny,
you ready to talk some shit about their secondaries? Because I'm here for it.
Always. So
No, I'm
Zach,
just kidding.
we've seen here third time today chose banners. He's very
Yep.
infantry heavy. How does that affect him in this game?
Well, I think banners is a better choice this game than it was in the last one. There's a lot more objectives on the table. I think it's going to be pretty easy for him to hold the three objectives on his side of the table and score all of them every turn, I think.
And then engage all fronts seems like a gimme with this. That this guard army is very mobile, very quick.
Absolutely.
And then chose the mission specific one, minimize losses.
Yeah, so this one's an interesting one. We'll see if this pays off for him. I think if he gets with a lot of these small units, if Peter is able to successfully kill like some of these small special weapon squads and things like that, I think that might bite him in the ass a little bit. But we'll see what ends up happening.
Yeah, and then moving over to Peter's side, he too has engaged, and he has a very fast army. So again, that makes like complete sense.
Absolutely.
And then he went for assassinate. What are your thoughts on taking assassinate against this tank heavy army?
So I think it's probably a pretty good play. I actually like it better than taking Bring It Down. I don't think that it's so hard to get those mana cores, right? And it's so hard to get those mana cores because they hide so easily. And then like the other things in Zach's army that have this are going to be like company commanders, that kind of stuff. And Peter has like some good assault elements in his army. He's got Raven Guard combined with some Imperial Guard, so he's got some decent assault elements, quick, fast assault elements that might be tough for Zach to counter, especially if they can hang out in the mid table and then stay alive. He's got 20 Vanguard veterans with storm shields, armed with various close combat weapons.
And then his final choice, deploy scramblers. What's your take on that?
I'm not sure about this one. We'll see what happens. Peter does have some cool tricks to use this on. For instance, he has Phobos units. So they can use the guerrilla warfare stratagem to kind of redeploy and maybe nuke, maybe get back into Zach's deployment zone later in the game when he moves forward. So there's no way that Zach can kind of like really screen out everything all game. That's just not realistic.
No, absolutely. And then question in the chat here from JT. This is a rematch of an earlier game here based on the way that this tournament is organized. He says that last time against Peter, Zach made a mistake and it kind of tilted him and kind of pushed him out the game a little bit. But he kind of started clawing stuff back. Is this going to be an X factor in this game that he lost that last game? And kind of will that put him on edge a little bit?
So Zach actually won that game.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, Peter.
But it did make Zach upset. So we'll have to see if that ends up being a factor. If A, Zach makes the same mistake or similar mistake, and B, if he gets tilted. You really have to watch getting tilted because that'll really throw you off your game plan. It can really screw up your ability to effectively stay in the game.
Now, this is coming towards the tail end of a very long weekend for these guys. I think one of them said this is their 11th game this weekend. How much does that play into their tactics and how they're going to play the table?
So, I mean, we just watched Zach play a game. He's literally going from one game to the other because the other one went up right to the wire. So he's played probably at least 9 hours. He's going to have, at the end of this game, have played 9 hours straight today. I'm not sure how much sleep he's had, but he seemed pretty with it in the last game. So it just depends on how he breaks. You know what I mean?
We're going to just have to put a break counter up at the top of the screen here to see where it happens.
Like a percentage. Yeah.
For sure.
We'll have to put a tiltometer too.
A tiltometer. So for Peter here, does it favor him to go first or to go second?
Ooh, good question.
That's
Man,
what I
I don't
do.
know. So I've watched Zach go. Yeah, thank you for that.
You're welcome. It's my humility.
And everybody knows John is the most humble. So Zach is I've watched him go first and go second. I don't think either one is is an advantage or disadvantage for him. I think he plays strongly in both instances. So it'll be interesting to see how he best utilizes this. Peter has an interesting deployment. I'm not sure if the ruins in the corners, i.e., the lower right hand corner and the upper left hand corner, are obscuring.
If you touch them, you can
Otherwise,
see through them.
okay. So, but he's not. Is that tank touching then the corner ruin there in the upper right in the
I,
upper left hand side? I think it's not. I mean, I
I
assume it's
don't
not.
think it is. I would assume it's not. If it was, I think that's just a mistake there.
Yeah. So if that's the case,
They're
then
not
that's pretty
touching.
solid.
Zach just said.
Perfect. Thank you, Pickles. So that's okay. So that's probably a pretty good deployment because he can just like literally like just scoot an inch and be backed up to that ruin, and that gives him shots to the middle of the table. We'll see if Zach even moves his tanks closer though. He doesn't necessarily have to. He can fight in the middle with his infantry all day long and just kind of leave the tanks there to do what they need to do.
So what are going to
So
be
we'll
some
see.
what are going to be some priority targets for Peter right out of the gate here?
He's got to kill those tank commanders. Absolutely, that needs to be target number one. And then of course thinning down those conscript blobs, also good. Now they both have kind of it's funny that they have a very similar build. So Peter has these death riders, which are very tough. They have a similar number of wounds to the conscripts. They're just not objective secured, but they're much faster and much tougher because they have a 5+ feel no pain, and they have a toughness 4. And they can move as well. So they can move 10 plus d6 inches twice.
So we're seeing in this table, there's a really big open area right to the right hand side of the containers here, just with some killer firing lines in there. How is that going to affect their movement throughout the game?
I guess we'll have to see. I think it's probably artificial. It's probably the same on both sides, or roughly the same. We'll have to see how that plays out. It might be good for Peter. It might not be. I think that Peter can't really hang out. He's still got to push towards the middle with the Vanguard veterans, but I think that's the play he has to make, and kind of hide them behind some of those crates. I assume that they'll be out of line of sight when that happens, because the crates are, a little bit taller than men's. Oh, they're double stacked. You can't really see that on like the top down view, but if you look at the side views, you can see those crates are double stacked.
Oh, beautiful. That's just this precision stacking on those crates. You gotta love it.
Perfect.
So
You'd love to
what
see it.
is Zach's key to victory here? So what's he gonna have to do out of the gate to really start to secure a win?
I think both of these armies are going to have roughly the same game plan in that they're going to try and block out the other person from getting to objectives. So Zach just has to better utilize the amount of objective security he has because he has more units that are OBSEC than Peter does. But Peter has more killing power in melee because the riders are not terrible in melee. They have like 3 attacks apiece at strength 4, -1 AP, that kind of stuff.
Of course, conscript not the most sturdy choice to hold an objective with.
No, they're not. And the Vanguard veterans will just tear right through them. With especially the units, because each unit has 5 lightning claws and either 5 power fists or 4 power fists and a thunderhammer. So they can, and I kind of think he's going to combat squad them, so that he gets even more versatility. So the guys with power fists can go after some of the tanks, and the guys with lightning claws can try and get in there with the conscripts. But each one of those 5-man squads with lightning claws throws out 4 attacks apiece, so they throw out like 20 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, rerolling fails, which is a lot.
Designed to blender, and hopefully that's kind of what they're going to end up doing there. A big part of Zach's list there is his manticores. What are those guys going to be shooting at and trying to get off the
Vanguard
table?
veterans. I think they shoot at the Vanguard veterans.
So definitely the Vanguard veterans are a real big focus to get rid of kind of a big threat on Peter's side there. Would you say the Wyverns are where Zach is, or is it going to be more the Lehman Russes would be the main threat from there?
Um.
So that's
So
that's actually 2 mana cores. It's just a Wyvern model. Sorry, Proxy.
Oh no, it's those are both mana cores. Just
Yeah, they're
one of
both
them is the
mana
old
cores.
Forge World one. I think
Yeah.
John just said Wyvern on accident.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yep.
Professional time. Yeah, no, they're both mana cores.
Big professional hours in here today, boys.
Heck yes.
Um. Yeah. Amistig. Yeah, this is some hot guard on guard action. You don't see this very often, especially at any kind of competitive event.
Which I think is the subtlest burn you've said so far today, Danny.
Yeah, normally they're a lot more explicit. But that's not to say that guard are bad. I think guard have a lot of tools. I think there's a lot of cool plays that this army can make. You just have to be okay with losing almost all your army, as long as you can keep pushing for primary. So,
which again, the primary for retrieval, hold 1, hold 2, hold more.
Yep. Which is great on these 6 objective missions. It's very easy to get 10 points every turn. So trying to max that out or keep your opponent from scoring one is going to be a big deal every single turn. And the player who goes second, if they can hold some reserves, hold some units in reserve, not just in tactical reserve, but actually, just not deploy them right off, is going to have an awesome tool in their belt.
So do you think the play is to be okay with holding 2 and just getting 10 points for not holding more? Or do you want to push up and be like hyper aggressive to get the hold more early?
Because it's so easy just to score 10 points every turn, I would just push for 10 points and then on the last turn try and push for 15 or something like that, or just be okay with getting 40 points for primary, which is a lot. 40 points for primary is a lot.
Absolutely. We do see, though, the middle table objectives, not a lot of places to hide. So when stuff gets onto those objectives, they are going to be targetable pretty easily.
Absolutely. Now, the objectives that are in the lower left, I'm sorry, the lower right and the upper left, those objectives you can kind of get on and hide behind fairly easily. You just got to watch out for those manticores blasting you off objectives.
Yeah, and that's
So,
manticores, not wyverns.
yes, manticores, not
important thing.
wyverns. The real important thing, anyway. And you would think, oh yeah, let's shoot at the horses. They have 3 wounds. The manticores have full payload, so they do 3 flat damage. That's probably a good bet. I don't know. I think that because they have a 5-up feel no pain, it really skews the math, and it really almost always takes 2 hits to kill 1 rider. And a manticore is probably only going to get like 4 hits on average if you're lucky.
So what do you throw into those riders? Do you just try and chip them away with conscript shots, or are we firing something else at them?
So what I would do is I would shoot tank commanders at them unless one of the other tank commanders sticks their head out. That way you're going to get some good D6 damage weapons on them. I think that's, especially the multi-meltas, I think those are going to be pretty key because they're minimum 3 damage, maximum 8.
What are some real hidden gems in both lists? So starting with Peters, what's a unit that you don't think is going to be super key, but is actually a really good part of his army?
A key piece to Peter's
Yeah,
army.
yeah, an unassuming piece that's actually super important because I know we've talked about the Death Corps Riders and we've talked about the Vanguard and how important those guys are. Is there any kind of part in there that doesn't outwardly seem to be a threat, but is actually a super crucial piece?
No.
Amazing. I love it.
Maybe the Reiver Lieutenant, but I think that's probably a pretty important piece as well. The Reiver Lieutenant, of course, has Rites of Wars and the Vox Espiritum, and he also has the ability to do the Terror Troops stratagem, so he can turn off the OBSEC. So turning off OBSEC for a unit of guard could be pretty significant.
And that can be the difference between scoring 10 points and scoring 15 if you're able to turn off one of your OBSEC opponents.
Absolutely. So we'll have to see. And remember too, I think Zach wants to play KG because of the secondary that he took. He doesn't really want to try and expose stuff very much. He
But
wants to
he
keep it.
but he is going
Go
to want
ahead,
to be in
sir.
all corners of the table with engage all fronts as being one of his secondaries. So he's both going to have to play KG and also kind of make sure he's in at least 3 table quarters.
They're about to roll to go first here. I'm going to pipe them up for a sec.
After you,
Perfect.
man.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, there it
There
is.
you go.
Let's do it, man. I am. I won the roll. Let's pull our marker dice. Or do you want to redeploy anything with your thingy?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I muted them again. Looks like Peter's going to redeploy a couple things, and they'll just start on movement. So go for it, guys.
So sorry, who's going first, Pickle?
Zach is going first.
Okay, cool.
So knowing that Zach's going first, what's his play here? Because while he has to both be real KG to make sure he's maximizing the minimized losses secondary, he also needs to get out there and get in table quarters.
Yeah. This is interesting. So first of all, we have to see where Peter's going to do his redeploy, because his Raven Guard, he can take units and he can deploy them 9 inches away from the enemy. So you can see he's putting full units of 10 Vanguard veterans in. So these are not combat squatted units.
So that's Vanguard vets and a Master of Ambush captain that just redeployed up there.
Yep. Okay, cool. So 10 Vanguard veterans as well as the Master of Ambush captain, because you have to have that Warlord trait. That's what that does. So that lets him kind of really threaten that flank. So now Zach has to decide, well, how much do I care about this? And looking at Peter's list as well, I'm going to pull that bad boy up. I believe the captain has double Warlord trait as well. Oh no, he's just got Hero of the Chapter. The Reiver Lieutenant has. Oh, the Reiver Lieutenant has Master of Ambush. Okay, cool. And he also has Rites of War. And then the captain has Swift but Deadly, which means that those jump pack units can advance and charge. So they are very fast.
And it gives him a real chance to sit on 4 objectives turn 1, which is huge, especially with that conga line of conscripts right up at the front. Gives a real nice target to charge into.
Yep. Absolutely. And there is some, it looks like Peter is sitting on a couple of objectives right off the bat. He looks like he's on 2 on the upper left-hand side. He's got a unit of infiltrators. And then in the middle, he's got some other troops and one of his tank commanders. So we'll have to see where Zach's army goes. It'll be interesting to see exactly. It'll be interesting to see exactly where he ends up moving those central conscripts, and how hard he pushes on that flank, or if he just retreats and kind of refuses that flank and gives it up.
So if you're Zach at this point and you see this like super aggressive redeployment here, what's your plan?
I'm just going to try and nuke those guys, and I might move my tank out of the way to make sure that it's in like inconceivable charge range. That would be my plan. So I'm trying to make sure that tank is going to be safe, because that tank is important. And if he does put the conscripts up there, which it looks like he is, that's probably not a terrible idea. It just kind of lures out those Vanguard veterans so that they don't have the opportunity to, or lures them out in the open so that you can shoot them with other like direct damage weapons, as well as maybe trying to plink them with the Manticores.
And again, we're kind of trading unit for unit here, because he's putting looks like 2 big blocks of conscripts onto those objectives on the right hand side, where you do have to attack them. But if you wipe them out, which those Vanguard squad will do, it kind of just sets them leaving in the open, right in front of an entire army.
Right, exactly. So, and you can also see that there is a second Vanguard veteran squad on that flank in his deployment zone. So those guys are going to push up this turn as well.
And we look here and we see the tank commander doing the minimum amount of movement necessary to get shots off on that Raven Guard unit on that backfield.
Yeah. I think if it's me, what I'm going to do is advance up kind of leave the captain where he is, or maybe move him up a little bit, advance the squad in Peter's deployment zone up to maybe charge through the wall at the Vanguard veteran or at the conscripts, and then move the conscripts that are in the central building out and try and tag that tank, and try and nail it with a bunch of power fists. Because those guys are way faster, or not way faster, but they're very fast.
I would say both of these guard armies have a surprising amount of speed to them through orders and advancing and other kind of shenanigans that they can do.
Absolutely. And I don't know, Zach still has a chance because Zach gets kind of a second movement phase in the shooting phase for his guard units, so he may be able to put up a screen and protect that tank commander.
And then he does have 3 plasma squads as well, special weapon squads. I'm not sure if those are reserved or if those are on the table there. I'm not kind of 100% sure on what that seeing is. But that has given him a really great tool, and it helped him win his last game.
It really did. Those guys coming in from reserve were clutch. They really were able to hose off those objectives of any kind of resistance. I don't know. Let's hear from the viewers. Does anybody have any great opinions about what's going to happen? Not even a great opinion, just an opinion is fine too.
They don't have any bad opinions about what's going to happen. We'll take those too.
That is what I do have. And a slight correction is that JT has let me know. Peter did end up beating Zach because Zach apparently did claw back some points, but wasn't able to kind of make fast that change. Oh, and look, here comes the guardsman to rescreen out this Lehman Russ.
Yeah, making the most of that second movement phase that guard get in that shooting phase.
Absolutely.
Operation Human Shield at its finest.
Now, this game is important. The winner of this game is playing in the finals against Colin. So we'll have to see exactly which of these guys can really cut the mustard. I'm really interested to see. Peter just played against Colin and took the L pretty hard. But we'll see if Zach can pull this game out and maybe advance in some kind of Cinderella story and really move up past the opponent that beat him, Rocky style, and take on the big boss that is Colin Sherman.
And I'm sure we would have that music if it wasn't for copyright laws and winning all of the money we're raising over this weekend to go to those great cancer charities. Charityhammer.com. You can see all the prizes, see the brackets, the lists. If you are in chat and you want to see what these 2 lists are, we do /list. A little bot will come and tell you what the lists are. And then you can also do donate at paypal.me/charityhammer.
And if you want that link, you can type in !donate, and that'll pop that up as well.
Oh man, look at Bitbot right in there with the bot. Man, isn't technology great?
Fantastic. All right. And a lot of movement here. Man, it must be really tiring to move around that many models every single game. That's a definite disadvantage of playing Horde armies, is that you have to move all those models every single game, especially if you play a very mobile Horde army.
It's over 1,000 moves over the end if he's 11 games at 120 models.
Yeah, that's only if he moves them one time, right?
Oh, for sure. So just very tiring to do all this here. But at the same time, you don't choose the Horde life. The Horde life chooses you. So I'm sure Zach is real. Oh, and it's !list, plural. That's to my mistake.
Our bad.
But yeah, when you play Horde a lot, then you get pretty practiced. But the longer this goes, the more little positioning mistakes you start to make. And hopefully we don't see these come through in this late stage.
Absolutely. Nobody likes to lose a game because they're tired. That always is a definite feel bad. I know it's happened to me before for sure.
And I thank you for that one victory I have over you.
Is that what it was?
Well, also you were playing Eldar in ninth, so um,
Oh man. So what is Zach gonna do here?
again, looks like we're speed bumping a little bit so you can consolidate into the tank commanders. We've seen him do this before. It's a great little tactic, and again, using move in the shooting phase was a really good way for him to kind of really wrap his tanks well and get them protected. Those guys are going to have to do some work to really cut down on some of these Marines.
So one thing that Peter has going for him is that his tanks are Tallarn. I believe. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah, they're Tallarn tank commanders. So they have an order where they can move and then shoot and then move again. So it does give him some play. So he can like move 5 inches in the movement phase, shoot, and then move afterwards. So he can kind of jump, shoot, jump outside of the terrain and nail something, and then go back into hiding.
Yeah, and
So
we're
that's
definitely going to
a
see
nice
this with
feature.
that tank in the very top left here, which is not touching or is touching terrain now. But it's going to move in, touch to get view of the table, and then move back out again afterwards. So it's not being able to be seen.
Absolutely. All right. Looks like some shooting is going on, and people are rolling and making saves. I hope Peter is elected to use Zach's dice.
Yeah,
Zach's
Zach,
dice have been fire.
the most requested item to come out of Charity Hammer, Zach's dice.
So
Or,
in the
right.
first game that John and I commentated on this morning, we watched that middle Lehman Russ tank. Oh man, look at those Death Riders go down. That hurts.
You hate to
Looks
see
like,
it.
yeah, you hate to see it. We watched that middle tank commander, known affectionately as the Toe Crusher, smack down both a Broodlord and a Lictor in close combat. So you got to watch out for that guy. He's pretty sneaky, deadly in close combat.
And I think we all are begging Zach to literally just name it Toe Crusher. We'll send you the stencil to write it on the hull.
Exactly.
I think it's actually Colin's model, so good luck.
Oh yeah, yeah. You probably
Okay,
can't make
no,
a modification.
we can't redo that. It's Toe Crusher in memory only. That's okay.
It's an honorific, not an actual name. Oh man. Wow. Okay. Looks like that Manticore went ham. And managed to pick up that tank commander.
Which is
Man, that's
huge.
harsh. Yeah. Wow, I'm surprised. Okay. I mean, it's 3 flat damage, but he must have rolled super hot on the number of shots, and hit well as well. Brutal.
I mean, dice games, right? It's going to happen.
That's right.
And then, yeah, a tank commander sometimes going to go down.
That's right. Everything is killable in this game.
So where does Peter go from here? How does that change his plan now that he's lost such an integral little piece of his army?
We'll have to see. Toe Crusher is going to be in the guard book as a crusade honor. Absolutely.
It's the guard book in my heart.
Oh yeah, and Tyler has added list instead of lists, as John, since pluralization is hard.
It's very hard. But yeah, if you do exclamation mark lists in chat, it'll pull up every single list from this weekend. Both the Zach's guard list, Peter's guard list, as well as Colin's White Scar list that the winner of this game will be running into.
Absolutely. Yeah. So his path to victory is a little bit different, I think. That definitely makes the middle a little bit less threatening. And so now it's onto Peter's turn. He's making his moves. I think he's going to push up with these Death Rider units. I think these Vanguard vets are going to do their best to take out as much stuff as they can possibly kill as quickly as possible, because he's got to deliver a hammer blow. One tank commander obviously isn't the end of the game. It's just a one less tool that Peter might have in his arsenal.
And of course, Peter secondaries, he has engage in all fronts, assassinate and deploy scramblers. So he's going to be looking to pick up a tank commander this turn.
Ideally, and look at that, he's moved those Vanguard veterans into the right place there.
Now, with that move, is he ignoring the conscripts and just going straight for the tank commander, or is he doing it in a
He
way
might
that
just
he
do both
to consolidate into the tank commander too?
Well, I think he might just try and kill both. Put the lightning claw guys into the conscripts and the power fist guys into the tank commander. Keep in mind that he can use terror troops to turn off the objective secured from the conscripts. And his guys do have rights of war around him, so they will also be able to have objective secured. Here they come, more Vanguard veterans. Everybody's favorite. That's
Regardless of Zach's very emotive pointing, the Vanguard vets are coming in.
He has no say in the matter. It's just happening. Whether he likes it or not.
Them's the breaks. And so if this goes Peter's way here, at the end of turn 1 here, it looks like he could be sitting on 4 of the objectives.
Great move on his part. And it really kind of puts Zach a little bit in a tough spot. It really means he's got to remove a lot of models in order to stay in the game.
And then almost getting boxed in as well.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with the Death Riders on the upper left-hand side. I think they're going to get moved, and try and jump right into just block out those conscripts as much as possible. Oh yeah, here comes this tank commander. Okay, or maybe it's just moving to there.
No reason to move further when you can play hide and seek.
Yeah, fair enough. So this will allow him to get some shots on the conscripts there, and maybe do some damage. But then it also keeps him safe, relatively speaking, because you're never safe from full payload manticores. As the other tank commander found out to his dismay.
He rolled a 4 for their advance as well on those Death Riders.
Okay. Not bad. Good thing he gets to do it again.
A little better than average.
An actual perfect number, 4 being the preferred distance.
Fairly aggressive early on here from Peter, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got to be somewhat aggressive, because that plays against Zach, right? Because Zach wants to be a little bit cagey and maybe not lose as much stuff. So if Peter can really put a hammer blow down now, it can put him on the back foot.
And then 4 might be a random number, but it is also a perfect number. That is the important thing to remember on this here.
Yep. It's average, but a little bit above average, maybe.
We have some Marines hugging the containers right in the middle there, staying out of line of sight.
Those are more Death Riders.
Are there more Death Riders? Oh, okay, cool. Well, they are. You have more Death Riders kind of hugging and staying behind the barricade, staying out of line of sight, staying out of shooting range. And then it looks like same thing here on the very top. We have Death Riders moving behind that ruin so that the tank commander can't see them, which is a great play.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. I like it.
I mean, that top lane is almost like kill street just by how open it is. So by going around, he's really making Zach have to consider to reposition his tanks to get better shots.
Yeah, and we'll see exactly how many models Peter can kill this turn.
All right, I'm going to turn them up so while Peter does his shooting.
Cool, thank you.
Cool. All right, so 12 shots going into the conscripts, hitting on 3s. 9 hits.
Sure. 7.
7. Dead.
Cool, you got it.
Okay. Multi-meltas. I get 3 hits. 1.
Oh.
I mean, like, you know how I like to roll ones against conscripts, right?
Apparently,
it's
the Emperor's. It's the Emperor's
It's
mercy.
a thing. I'm gonna hit once with the heavy bolter.
Okay.
And make a 6-up save
6-up save with
on the conscripts against the heavy bolter.
Okay, yes.
Cool. We're gonna go over to charges.
Okay.
I am going to charge Blue Squad.
Okay.
And the conscripts.
Okay.
So I'm down to 4 CP then. Okay. An 8. So, can I get a...
Any tips in here? You come see what we got over here. I'm assuming you're gonna find a way to tag that tank.
Oh, yeah.
I trust you. Do your thing. I'll come look at it later. Is that 5 fists in that squad?
Sorry, what?
5 fists in that squad?
Yes.
Okay. Just make sure you stay within 2 of 2, because you're.
Yeah, no,
okay.
I'm- That is the idea. So he
They
goes
come.
there then.
Okay.
Get a fist in there.
There you go. That's what I'm looking for.
And 8. I can put.
Interestingly, I don't think he charged
I
the
have
tank.
3
I think
claws
he's
and a
just going to
fist.
consolidate into it. I think you were right, John.
No, he's just gonna try and touch it.
You're correct, John. He didn't charge the thing.
You love to hear it. Not the move, just that I was right.
Well, it's so rare, right?
Yeah.
Dude, it really is. But a
Rats
great
of Whir.
move.
Right,
great
Absolutely.
Of Whir.
Sounds like the name of a goofy book, The Knights of Whir.
That's a Whir. So yeah, we're going to go in and we're going to punch. So we're going to have 3 Lightning Claw Boys and 1 Power Fist going into that squad.
Okay.
So we got 3 Lightning Claw Boys, which will resolve now. We hit on 2s, so our 6 there is going to explode, and that's a full house of hits. 3s, rerolling.
Did you get 10?
I have 10 exactly.
Okay, cool. This is in the normal girls. Okay. Now you take the objective.
And the okay, so that Power Fist now actually just gets to swing into those guys then with the rest of his.
You have to declare him.
Okay, sure. He punches the air then.
Yeah.
Because technically it resolves 1 at a time. Like.
But you declare all your attacks before you start resolving. You pick targets. Pick
yeah,
targets
okay,
occurs
yeah,
earlier in the
sure.
sequence than
Fine.
resolve attacks.
Then the rest of them. So we'll have Thunderhammer Boy, Power Fist, Power Fist, Power Fist. No rerolls to speak of.
This is more lightning claws.
No, these are Thunderhammer. These are
Okay. Yeah. I was just waiting to see the two. So it's fine.
rerolling 1s because I'm within Captain Aura range. So that is
Looney
going to
Rant.
be 9 saves so far, and then 2 Lightning Claw guys. Okay. And 6 more saves.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11,
And then-
12, 13, 14, 15. All right, I'm looking for 4-ups. We have a mixed bag. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a total of 7. Let me see who, if anyone, there is in peril of costing me 2 CP. Well, these guys definitely are in that boat.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll do my consolidates after the fact.
Okay,
How many guys did you lose?
7.
7.
You actually can't get around the back of him because it's a big block. 2, 3. That should all be good on a triangle. Cool.
And that's just going to be like that. And so the objective is now mine.
Yeah, it
Banner
was
falls.
yours at the end of the phase. Yeah, it was yours functionally earlier, but yeah.
I'm just trying to harass you.
Yeah, how many guys do I have in range to fight you?
Do you want to pile in?
Yes, why not? Straight tax.
That's going to get you
A waste of time.
1,
A big
2,
waste
3,
of
4,
time.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15.
That's the same number of saves I had to make. I need 5s because my guys suck. Cool. You know, my conscripts have really done nothing all day, except they did rippers. They did a few. They probably killed 3 or 4 ripper bases in total. 2 saves.
Good.
Cool. That's exactly right. They've existed angrily for me all day today. All right.
All right. That's going to. We're going to score that then.
Yep.
Do you want to punch me with the tank?
Oh.
I do that.
Yeah. God, if I win
Ooh,
this
watch
match,
out. This thing is dangerous.
A wound for the tank. Cool.
So I've successfully deployed a single scrambler.
Yep. Yeah, please turn us off.
All right, I muted them so you guys can talk about what just happened, and I'll get the scores and update those.
Beautiful. Man, we're in a close combat. And some really great play for Peter. You notice he charged the 2 squads, but not the tank, because he was caring about tagging the tank and stopping it from shooting next turn. He didn't want to destroy it this turn. That would leave him way out in the open there. Danny, what's your thoughts on that phase?
I don't know. I think it's it's kind of dependent on what you want to do. The tank is just going to back out of combat and move as fast as it can the other way. I think regardless of what happens, this squad is dead. The Vanguard vets, because they're going to get 2 tank commanders and maybe wyverns if they have to, plus plasma guns if those are around.
Manticores. No, you're making my mistakes.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Yes, of
No,
course. I know they're manticores. Oh my God.
Heck yeah.
I'm better than this. This is your fault. I'm blaming you.
No, it absolutely is my fault here. But some great combat, yeah. But choosing not to combat squad and then only tagging the tank, but not choosing to destroy it right now. Maybe it's so Peter can get some free movement, charging it another turn.
So
Or
I'm
maybe
kind of surprised. Yeah, thank you, Seth. Seth is saying that I am not better than this. I think that I would have tried to charge in with the other Vanguard veteran squad. I'm not sure like what the logic was there to not put 2 Vanguard veteran squads in there if you can, just to try and get them, like just to try and get the extra distance. I just don't think there's enough firepower there to do anything meaningfully to both squads. So I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But I don't think a huge scoring first turn here for Peter. He started it as deploy scrambling. He's going to pick up a couple points for engaging all fronts. And
agreed.
we haven't assassinated anything yet.
Yeah, and I assume Zach at the start of his, so Zach will lose at least 1 point for banners. I think he's going to pick up 2 points for banners at the start of his turn. But otherwise, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many of these company commanders he can kill, because there's 2 company commanders plus an Astropath, I think. So those are all kills that Peter can get to really kind of maximize. Okay, so there are 3 company commanders, 2 tank commanders, and an Astropath. So that's 6 characters. So he can even miss one of the characters and still get full points for assassinate. So I really think that was the right choice to take.
Real high scoring so far, just those 3 points for Peter. We're starting on round 2 right now.
Okay.
Awesome.
A little
Thanks,
update.
man. Yeah.
Pickle. Yeah, man, super useful to have somebody there at the table to tell us what's going on. That really helps.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Danny, how was that round 1 for you? Kind of, was there something that you saw them do that you're like, why did they do that?
No, I think I got it all. I think I figured out or know exactly why they did the things they did. I think that it was like all of those were solid plans to do. He has kept enough units in kind of hidden and secret and safe, if you will, to make sure that he's got some counterpunch and isn't exposing himself too unnecessarily. to anything, which is a really great plan.
How does Zach maximize engagement fronts in this scenario? It seems to kind of go like really against minimize losses.
It just depends on how he's going to come in from reserves, right? So I assume that he's got some stuff in tactical reserves, like some of the special weapon squads. Those might be able to come in on the flanks, blast some guys, and then also be there to count for engage on all fronts. It just might be hard this turn. Looks like those conscripts are moving up, though, in the middle of the table to kind of lock down those infiltrators and maybe the Death Riders. Death Riders famously pillow-fisted on the turn where they don't charge.
He's got 3 special weapon squads and 3 command squads, both with some plasma, I think, and a couple company commanders, if I recall correctly.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Yep, so...
Man, even reserving those company commanders is super helpful with Assassinate.
Exactly. And those guys are going to give some reroll 1s to those plasma squads, which will be really useful. So between the 2 company commanders, they can put out 4 orders. And I think he maybe even 5 orders if he spends a command point on it. So they can give reroll 1s to a bunch of different units. Very clutch.
And of course, if you guys are watching this, thank you so much for joining us today. We are here for the Hammer Out Cancer event. If you go to charityhammer.com, you can learn all about the event and who we're supporting. We also have an amazing raffle full of great prizes. $30 of donation. Each $30 you donate even gives you 1 entry into the raffle. And you can win a fully painted Necron army, painted demon prints, a whole bunch of orcs, some Black Library prints, and a whole lot of great prizes donated to really help this cause. And we've raised a lot of money this weekend playing 40K. That's going to help a lot of people.
Yeah, Fred has really been smashing that donate button as much as he possibly can at my house, and my credit card is going up an insane amount.
We like Fred.
So, but I'm happy to do it. Yeah.
We're super happy when you get that kind of Shan Colonel.
Exactly. I've got a very generous pet with my money.
All Peter has for reserves is 2 Scion squads with no fancy weapons, so...
Cool. Those guys are in scrambler mode.
They're Operation 10 points.
Yeah, that's right.
Just like you said there, Danny, that tank backed out and went as far away as possible. Interestingly, to the bottom right corner, away from the main part of the army, which is really going to force Peter to split his focus between where he wants to go.
Now, one cool thing that he has, if he decides to keep the conscripts in combat, I would be surprised if he did, is that those Vanguard veterans, or if he tries to lock them up with another squad, Peter can spend command points to fall back and still assault with jump pack units since they're Raven Guard successors. And these guys are especially deadly in close combat because instead of the normal Raven Guard traits, he's chosen to go with some custom traits. The custom traits, of course, being Whirlwind of Rage and Born Heroes. So what Born Heroes is when the unit charges, they get +1 to hit. And Whirlwind of Rage is 6s to hit, automatically do an extra hit. So those Vanguard veterans put out a lot of attacks that also get exploding hits on 6s, which is extremely powerful. And they mostly hit on 2s or even 3s if they have a Power Fist or Thunderhammer.
Lightning Claws, the new darling of the edition so far, and those Vanguard vets, putting them to work with the extra exploding hits.
Absolutely.
We have some slight rearrangement of the back tank commander there, maybe to get some more lanes of fire, but still touching that objective. And also, Zach has a 2-man Crusader unit in there. No, he does not. That's another player. Zach has no Crusaders. But that tank moving, even so, just so he can keep his tread on that objective, but also get some lanes of fire.
Yeah. So I think he's doing that so he can shoot through the building, which because there are windows in that building, or even just to shoot some of those guys. I think he can probably see around the corner anyway, which seems like it'll be helpful. So that Manticore in the top right hand corner moving up to get line of sight against that tank commander to pop the +1 to hit. stratagem. Hey, Pickle, do you know what the total donation amount is so far?
Last I heard, which was actually several hours ago, at this point is just over 11,000. I want to say 11,300 or so. So that's pretty
awesome. Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, I'm so happy about that. That is great. We're doing good. Raising a lot of money for a really good cause. So hit exclamation point donate to check out and see if smash that link. Get yourself some donate yourself some money to this charity and get yourself some raffle tickets to win that Necron prize, which will be raffled at the end of the day today.
And the best thing about that Necron prize, it's fully painted, so it's giving you a free 10 points every game.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're gonna see some real cool things here from Zach. Like Danny, you said, it's exposed the Manticore, so it's gonna get +1 to hit, and it's really gonna try and take down that tank commander. We saw last turn how deadly a Manticore can be against that tank commanders. And then moving to hit some different lanes of fire, but still trying to keep as many objectives as possible here.
And that's the name of the game for 40K 9th edition, right? You have to really try your best to put yourself in as many different places with as many units to try and score as many objectives as possible.
Because at the start of Peter's turn, I believe he's going to score for his primary, and currently he's holding 4. I want to say, because he's going to turn off the cultist aura, or at least finish off that cultist squad today or this round.
You mean the conscripts? Yeah.
The conscripts. Yeah. This is my carryover of just calling conscripts cultists. But yeah.
It's okay. You're a chaos player. You can't help it. You don't know any better.
Yeah. The trashy unit you use to hold objectives in the bottom right-hand corner. They're not going to be long for the world with lightning claws.
No, especially if they're going to stay on the table. But it looks like Zach is bringing in some reserves right now. So we'll see if these guys can really put some hurt on some of Peter's units. Yeah, RPG Luminary, these tank commanders, they do so much work. Demolisher tank commanders are just a brutal unit. They really put out a lot of firepower. They can shoot, especially if you're targeting a vehicle unit. Getting the full 12 hits, full 12 shots against that unit is super gross. Plus, they have multi-meltas, so they do a lot of work against any kind of mechanized force. All right.
It's like this. These squads coming in to protect the tank commander a little bit here.
Oh yeah. I think he's setting them up right now. These guys are great. They can come in and rapid fire at 18 inches. So super powerful. RPG Luminary asked, am I wrong to think that the Eradicator Nova is the better option in the current gaming landscape? I'm not sure that tank is super good. It is pretty, ignoring cover is pretty good. It gives you some options. And I don't remember if it's ignore all cover or if it's just ignore the effects of cover for armor save. If it ignores the -1 to hit, that makes it a little bit better. But strength 6 and D3 damage especially is like really not great. Going to strength 10 means you're winning a lot of Gravis units on 2s. They really have to use transhuman if they want to stay alive, and it wounds toughness 8 on 3s, which is also a really big deal. Plus that -3 AP value kind of makes it equivalent to the Eradicator Nova. So I'm not sure that those tanks are super good. I know Peter, who's playing this game, had a more in-depth and yeah, okay, yeah, it saves. Yeah, so if it ignored the -1, that might be something to talk about a little bit. But since it doesn't ignore dense terrain, I'm not sure if that's a super great trade-off. I think I'd much rather have the extra AP, which cancels out the cover save anyway, and have wound on 2s instead. And the D6 damage, while a little swingy, is always nice, especially when you roll that fat 6.
I'll say it doesn't look like Zach fell back with his conscripts.
Yeah.
He's just checking a rule here, and then he's about to start the shooting phase, so I'll let you guys know here in a sec.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. Let's hope the rule isn't how to shoot.
I think he's got that one
9
down.
inches.
You guys are live for shooting phase.
Okay, so the back guys do clear the center of the table. And the rest of these guys are just going to stretch out. For engage? Cool. I'll probably could do it with them, but it's better safe than not getting your points. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to order the 2 4-man command squads to reroll 1s.
Cool.
Russes are going to order themselves to reroll 1s.
Cool.
So, does everything there basically have unrestricted line of sight to the whole squad from over here?
Sure.
Okay. This guy first right there. Everything into the Van Vets. It's a 10-man unit, right?
Yes, it is.
Demo? 1 and a fish. It's an 8 either way.
Okay.
There's 1. There's a 2. Okay.
Okay.
Looks like 6.
6.
6 invos.
6 invos. Okay. Well, I was really bad at passing these. I just need to roll these like all the Vanguard that's IR shoot at. That's
Half.
literally average. So damage.
Okay. Multi-meltas. All hit.
Okay.
3 rounds.
Damage.
Am I within 15?
No.
Okay. 1-1, not quite 1.
Okay. So kills a guy, and doesn't quite kill a guy. Heavy bolter.
1.
Good.
Well, I overcommitted resources there. Okay, the next tank commander will just shoot him.
Okay.
Demo. Eight.
8.
Yep, 8 invos.
I'll roll. There we go. 2 more. Okay. Damage.
First one just kills.
Oh,
How
yeah.
many went through? 4?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Multi-meltas. That's all good. 4 more. Okay. Mentors, I gained a CP up to 6, which I'll immediately spend back down to 5.
Cool.
This Manticore is going to say peekaboo to him. Shoots him. The heavy bolter goes 42. 42 is right. Oh, that's good. Okay. I can't see anything else. Everything right there. Big Manticore missiles.
Cool.
Reroll the 1.
All right.
11
So,
shots.
so what did you apply? What did you apply to this?
+1 to hit.
+1 hit. Okay, you're hitting on 4s now.
That's the point.
Yep. I was like, I can either make them both hit on 4s, or I can make 1 hit on 4s and 1 hit on 5s.
Okay, so that's 3. Oh, that was. It saved 2 of them for you. All 4.
So I have +1 save.
For what?
These are going to be 4-ups. Psychic power.
Oh, you buried him. Sure. Okay.
Cool.
Heavy bolter. Okay. Next Manticore. You have 4. You have 8 bodies on this?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'll certainly get 8 bodies on it. This is lousy. I'm going to Manticore him. I'll be able to. I've been doing that a lot today. Is it an Astropath? Oh. Okay. It doesn't matter. He has 2 wounds, right? And he's no save, so he's dead. But the first one kills him.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I just rolled the 1. Okay, so they have no valid targets. Okay, charges.
Okay.
These guys are going to charge here.
All right.
I'll declare the only the infiltrators.
Okay.
More than enough. Cool. So I'll go 7 inches this way with this guy. I was going to tag him right there. Guys are going to wheel around like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, cool. Okay.
Okay.
Other charges. They can't, and they moved. They're just there. Okay, I'll activate here.
Okay.
6. That's 10. Okay, that's good. Cool.
I think something great to point out, Danny, is that with this
That's
charge
efficient.
move here, Zach has put himself in engaged scoring for
I guess
engaged
I get to punch
offense.
you.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yep.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Well, and he
9,
did that
10.
with the guard squad on the very top as well.
5.
That he shot forward.
2 hits.
2 hits.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. So I've got some attacks back.
Yep.
6s are going to explode. Not that I rolled any of those. Oh, yep. There we go. An additional 1. And I'll take out that 1. 3s. Garbage. I roll like hot garbage. 6 saves.
Do they have any AP?
No.
Oh, you think curses of the blade
Yes.
knives, right? All right. 6. I'll pass 1. 5 die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. And that's going to be it, I believe. Morale.
Oh, yeah. How do they feel about that? They fail, so 1 guy runs.
Yep.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They're exactly below half. That's fine. 6. All right. Not a sea of 1s and 2s, please. 1, 2. Odds. 4.
How many?
1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 6, 9, 10. Got you by 2 still. Okay. So, do you have anything on that? You have 1 Vanguard on it.
Yep.
Okay. So I get 2 for engage.
I'm going to pick up 5 on primary.
Yep.
That's annoying. I should have killed way more guardsmen than that.
I thought that was gonna be a tight play for me to make that work, but it was worth a shot.
I just roll like ass. It's fine.
It's a worth it. You get left with 1, leaving only 1 guy here gave me the opportunity, so I figured I'd
it
try
absolutely did. It absolutely did.
So you get 5.
So I get 5.
All right. And
so-
you give me engage already.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. I'm gonna pick up.
I got 2 banners.
All right, while they're scoring, let's just, you guys can kind of go over what you think of that while they're tinkering that out. How's that sound?
Beautiful.
I'm not sure what. Let's see. So I'm not sure if the conscripts made it into the Death Riders. I don't think so because they didn't roll attacks against them. Because there's a lot of horse kicks that can potentially kill even more of those conscripts.
They did not engage the Death Riders, no.
Cool. Okay. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or not.
No, Zach said he did it on purpose because it would be a suicidal move, in his words.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, they would have
Isn't
killed a lot more of those guys.
isn't it more suicidal to be charged by the Death Riders though? But
It just gives Death Riders more play.
I guess if we're going for end of turn scoring here, then
Yeah, for sure. I'm interested to see exactly what happens with this Lehman Russ, this tank commander. If he's going to pop this other tank commander, if he's in range, that'll be for sure interesting. It looks like so Peter is down one Vanguard veteran squad, which is the big sad. We'll see if he can kind of nail this other conscript unit or kill more of them. He picked up an infantry squad with the other Vanguard veteran squad and some conscripts, but not all of them.
still a lot of bodies on the table for
There's
Zach.
a lot of bodies on the table.
And more importantly for his secondaries, not a lot of units lost.
Right. Which may end up being a problem. God, look how fast these guys are, though. They really move.
They got to guard vans. They got to go places.
Yeah, gotta go fast.
And then just some really great charges in that top left corner as well. And those Mentors just really harassing that Lehman Russ in the top left too.
Right. Yeah, but the Lehman Russ having the +1 save and also the -1 to hit is pretty epic. So that makes him a lot harder to take down. So because Manticores famously only have AP -2, so they that 2+ armor save means that he's saving on 4s, and it looks like Peter saved almost all the damage onto that thing, which is great for Peter.
But yeah, real solid turn by Zach. Made a lot of gains, made a lot of way across the table. And now has Peter making some real hard choices.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Peter didn't have anybody on the objective in his own deployment zone.
Yeah, I thought for sure there was someone on there.
Right. And I think that was the captain that just moved.
Yeah, you're right. Captain.
Yep, the captain jumped out over there and is going to try and take on that tank commander. Hopefully he can live through the Overwatch. If not, he can go after those the conscripts there, or the guard squad on the objective. Try and smash some of that up if the tank dies to something else. And that tank in the lower right hand corner, I believe is just the normal Lehman Russ Demolisher.
Yeah,
so
the guy without the cupola thing.
Yep, perfect.
Is the just normal one.
Yep. So Peter's really got to go after that guy, or not after him, but he's got to go after that other tank commander that's kind of really hidden there in the back. And because I think there's also some company commanders back there and/or an Astropath. So those guys have all got to die for Peter to max out those secondary points, because getting 5 points on primary is rough. We'll see if he can pull it back out.
And then we're seeing the way Zach's moving his things, making Peter make some difficult choices. So we have the.
Yeah. So he's got one company commander by that tank he referenced, and the Astropath. The other company commander is still in reserve.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so the way up on the top left corner there, he has 2 squads real close to each other, but it's going to make Peter split up either his attacks or where his cavalry is charging. And same thing in that bottom right-hand corner where you have 2 real viable targets. That's going to really split attention away. So he's going to have to be real smart about where he goes.
I'm surprised that he fell back with the Infiltrators over there. Like I would say, almost shocked him like that he did that. That is a surprising move to me. I would have stayed in combat with those conscripts because they're not going anywhere.
What
and then maybe
benefit do you see? Yeah, what benefit do you see with him falling back with those Infiltrators? What do you think the thought process was behind that?
I honestly don't know. I don't know what he's trying to do with that.
Then I guess what's the benefit of the Infiltrators staying in combat with those guys?
So at least it locks them up. Yeah, they can fall back from combat, but you're going to dice a bunch more of them up. You're probably going to kill 4 or 5 of them. And then the Death Riders can go after that other infantry squad, because if that infantry squad isn't stopped, they're just going to assault the tank commander and lock him in combat, and that's not good for anybody. So
One
yeah,
bad
he's
thing
got
right
to.
now. Is
Yeah.
that bottom right tank commander is very much in danger of being boxed in, unable to kind of move out.
Oh, and he's not a tank commander. That's just a regular
Oh.
Leman Russ Demolisher.
Well, that bottom right tank then is still
Yes.
a lot of danger of being just boxed in and not being able to fall back in a way.
Sure. And I think Peter just tries to ignore that if he can. Just to try and if he can help it, not concentrating on that and concentrating on the things that he actually needs to kill for secondaries is more important.
So what's Peter's priority targets this turn?
Got to wipe stuff off objectives, I think. We'll see. No, do Raven Guard have a strat for fallback and charge? They might. I thought it was just for jump pack units, but maybe it's for anybody. I'm going to double check that real quick.
Because clearing objectives, he has to start really building primary points. Because as Danny said, 5 points in the last round is not a huge amount. As we see his tank commander hugging that ruin in the top left-hand corner, so he can see through and shoot things and hopefully take care of that Manticore. And then for Peter's secondaries, he's still looking engage on fronts is looking pretty good this turn with what the units he has in position. Then assassinate. And deploy scramblers. He obviously is going to be able to get deploy scramblers, I believe, with the units he has in reserve. He has 2 little squads specifically for scrambles. So that should be a 10 points from that. And really just kind of maximize assassinate. Thankfully, the secondaries he shows doesn't really affect his ability to gain primary. So as Danny said, he's going to have to really focus this next couple of turns, just clearing bodies off of the objectives.
Oh, so here's something interesting, John. False Flight is any Raven Guard unit, so he can fall back with that Infiltrator squad and still shoot and charge for 2
Amazing
points.
So that explains it.
That totally explains the entirety of that play. So that totally makes sense to me now. I thought that was limited to jump back units. My mistake. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I think there's going to be a lot of guard that die this turn. At least
As
I'm
is
sure that's
tradition.
Peter's hope. Yeah.
Like as they are will to do.
Yeah. For the Emperor, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So lots of conscripts need to be removed from objectives.
Absolutely. So let's see. It is this is the bottom of turn 2. For those of you who are just joining us, we have a mixed Imperium army with Imperial Guard and Imperial Guard and Raven Guard versus a pure Imperial Guard army, and this is the best of the worst, right? So these are when I say that, I don't mean these guys are bad players or anything like that. These guys are great players. We've watched them only lose 1 game playing against some really tough opposition. And so we've got Zach, who's playing this Horde Imperial Guard list with some Manticores backed up by some tank commanders that really do a lot of damage. And then Peter with a really interesting list focused around, he's got some Death Corps of Krieg Death Riders. He's got 18 of those in his list, which are just tough as all get out. Backed up by also a couple of tank commanders and a bunch of Vanguard veterans from Raven Guard, like 20 Vanguard veterans plus some Infiltrators and a couple of characters. So some unique armies that you wouldn't normally see that are also pretty competitive, I think.
Yeah, and those Death Riders really do fill a unique slot and give Peter a lot of mobility and options. And then obviously on the charge, they hit like a brick. Or I guess a paper mache brick.
Well, I don't think they're paper mache. They're pretty tough. Toughness 4, 3 wounds apiece, 4+ armor save. They really can actually take a surprising amount of punishment. I've actually played against a very similar list. Peter's been testing a lot of Death Corps of Krieg Death Rider lists. So we played a TTS game a little bit ago. And man, those guys survived all kinds of stuff. I threw the Blood Angels Death Company captain with the teeth of Terra. He was a Flesh Terrors captain, actually. So he has like all the bonus attacks for having guys around him. And I think I killed 2 on the charge. Like it was crazy. They were able to take damage like gangbusters. They've toughness 4, 5+, ignore wounds at 3 wounds apiece. Like, God, that is tough. So, a great unit. I think people are sleeping on them for 15 points a model.
I think it's because they're 15 pounds a model.
Yeah, that's probably pretty accurate.
Let's see here.
Okay, some shooting, removing some guards models. That's always good.
Let me,
Oh,
let me pipe them up for that part.
okay.
Passes
Beautiful.
one, fails one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 2 saves.
I pass one, fails
Oh,
one.
yeah. My bad.
I was a little surprised you shot them there instead of them here, and because you're just gonna kill them, right? Actually, I
didn't even think about that.
Oh, sure.
I wanted to guarantee that they die because I can
Yeah.
super whiff that, right?
They're not. They're. I still see in my head. I see old horses with like 2 attacks a rider with AP and like
Yeah.
and hitting on 3s.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's a whole thing that doesn't exist anymore. So we're going to go into.
Is that an actual officer over there on horse? Is
Sorry,
that an
what?
actual officer on horse by the Vanguard vet? To your
Yes.
left? Okay.
Yes, it is. We're going to begin with charges.
Okay.
I am going to charge Death Riders in here.
Okay.
Okay. In like that.
In life, Lynn.
And then we're going to charge in with the Infiltrators. They're in. They just kind of power slide into the wall.
Okay.
We're going to charge these guys into Purple Squad.
Sounds great.
Okay. Now coming over here. Cool.
Okay.
And we are, of course, charging here. You want to pop that? Pop
All of it, man.
All of it.
3 CP left.
I could split, but I just want to see if I can kill him.
All right, man. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Multi-meltas. Hits twice. 2s. I'm gonna reroll the 1 with the CP. Okay. 2 wins with multi-meltas.
Okay. I take 1. I'm going to command point reroll.
Last CP.
Yep. Good.
Close. Okay. The battle cannon. 4 shots.
Okay.
Nothing.
Cool.
But you're out of CP.
Yep. And I am in like Flynn. So hard, in fact, that it's comical. I'm going to position like this.
Okay.
Outside of 1 inch, but yeah. And then I'm going to charge here.
Okay.
Okay, 5. That should get me in.
You're way good.
All right. Charging the Death Riders into hell, both squads.
Okay.
Good
Yeah,
move.
both squads.
Okay.
4. That should get him.
Yeah.
So 1 guy and then a buddy to follow him, and then everyone else is going to basically just truffle shuffle into those guys.
Sounds good. Looks good to me.
All right. Cool.
My guards went poof. I might have overextended on this, but either way, we'll see how it goes.
I'm going to start with this because it's funny. You have no good interrupts.
Yeah, do it, man. You got 5 attacks?
So is it 5 attacks base or 5 total?
4 plus 1.
4 plus 1. Okay. So 2s, exploding 6s. Well, exploding 6s.
Huh? 4?
And then 4s.
2?
2 minus 3.
Both go through.
Bonk,
So
bonk.
take 6. He's down to 6.
All right. And then I'm going to get these guys in combat because it's funny.
So he earlier in the against Tyranids, he piled into one of my tank commanders, the Broodlord, with 2 wounds on it, and the tank ran him over and killed him. it was classic.
Okay. Then the Infiltrators.
Sure.
So they are angry. Do I have 6 inch on the captain, and or can I pile in?
Yeah, you're good.
Cool.
You got to get everybody you want to pile in. I'm assuming you want everybody to fight.
Yeah.
Okay, you're good. These are nice looking models, man. Where'd you get them from?
Just a dude, some dude. I don't know. It's kind of a jerk. All right.
15 attacks, right?
Yeah, 16 because I've got a sergeant, and then 3 extra hits.
Sure. Oh, yeah, you don't too, right? You
Yep.
yeah,
I charged.
That's right. Oh.
okay.
Actually, it wasn't terrible.
No.
There's one more two in there.
go.
How many you got?
I have 11 saves.
Should survive. Just.
Yeah.
Though you're
One guy,
OBSEC.
and
you're
you're.
OBSEC, does not
I've
matter.
got you on OBSEC, and
There's no reason for me to actually keep these models.
and you're gonna die to morale, right?
Yeah, and there's no reason for me to pay to keep them.
So I'm gonna go over here, over here, over here.
Okay.
Over here, I'm just gonna pick up some purple boys.
Okay. Everybody able to fight?
They can. Yeah,
Okay.
they can.
Sounds good, man.
I'm gonna do it like actually. I'm gonna.
That's for moving further away from me,
Well, so
which would not be legal.
I can do this.
That's okay. Yeah, but that one guy can't
Like
run away
that.
from me.
He can't run away.
Yeah.
So actually, we're gonna resolve them last then.
Okay.
We're gonna go with the incursors over here.
Okay.
Sorry, not incursors. You know what I mean.
Infiltrators.
Infiltrators, 15 attacks.
Okay.
Hitting on 2s.
Hmm.
That's a lot of 1s. It's pretty cool.
There's even more ones.
6. There we go.
Okay.
3s, rerolling 1s. Okay.
What do you got?
You, sir, have 9 saves.
My guard armor is not. Oh, yeah, actually, 3. I'll do 6.
Okay.
Just pull me off the wall. That's fine. Here, take this one guy out here, so we're not like he's not begging to get wrapped. Cool. Is that 6?
Yep.
Sure.
I'm gonna.
You handed me
step out.
7 models, Peter.
Huh?
You handed
Oh.
me 7. I want a refund.
Over here.
Okay.
So we have 4 guys. So we have 5 total attacks, including the sergeant. They're going to hit 4 times. They're going to kill on 3s, -3. So, and then the horse kicks.
It's what 5-3-2 is the profile on that.
Yeah. Horses punch you twice. Fail to wound.
So you killed
So.
3.
Yep, I killed 3. Where do you want them?
Just take one with this side. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, pull them out of combat with the infiltrators.
Incursors? The infiltrators?
They're gonna fall back either way.
Um,
Okay, and you're out of CP,
I-
totally out, right?
See that? Real quick. Yep. That's funny. We have
What?
-2 morale, so they're not passing.
Who?
Unless you force them to
I've lost
pass.
7. They're auto fail no matter what.
Okay, cool, fine. It's funny though.
How many
I
guys are
enjoy
left in
it.
the right there?
Over here, I'm just going to.
Oh yeah, you have to fight me still with those.
Yeah.
So. You have to fight me the Vanguard vets first.
Yeah, and I didn't clear out that squad, so it's fine. So these guys all have power fistos. So I'm just gonna get my full attacks, and we're just gonna puree this poor these poor dudes. We're gonna roll some 1s and some 2s, but we're gonna get our 2s back by rolling 6s.
Sounds great, man. 2 skills.
And I have a 9-inch aura off of this guy. Doesn't get it. So you have
8.
lost 8 boys.
You got more lightning clouds coming?
Nope.
That's it. I have 2 left.
Yep.
So that means if they stay, I get to still hold that with that objective, right?
No, you would no longer outnumber me.
Oh, you have 4 guys on it, 5, 6, 7, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have you by 1.
Are you going to survive morale?
Oh, probably no. I'm gonna lose
Yeah.
guys. So, well, if I auto pass this unit, I'd have to pass with both, which is just not gonna happen. So I will not control this objective. That's just the way it goes.
Over here, I'm going to have 6 guys going to conscripts.
Yep.
And 1 guy is not going to get to swing because he's supporting his friends, but the other 2, we're going to resolve the other 2 into that guardsman. See if we can kill him.
Sure.
We hit him twice,
Uh-oh.
and he
Uh-oh.
dies.
You tried to not do it. You really did.
I know. All right, so 7 attacks. I hit you 5 times. And 3 are dead. That's them.
Doesn't need it, man.
Consolidate me to contract from LOS. Thank you.
Okay.
We are going to go to morale, and I believe we have some morale tips.
Conscripts. 1 runs. How many models?
You have
7, I think. 7 left.
6 left.
2 more leave.
Okay.
And then the 2-man, 3 plus a bunch of fails. Does the other guy leave? He stays. So I lose one of them.
So we're gonna
leave the sergeant.
leave the sergeant.
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
It's
fair
not my
enough.
objective anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm still in combat with him then, I guess.
Actually,
no, I'm not. No, they all died.
Yeah, they died.
And
They exited stage left. Okay, so... excuse me, let me inspect here. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. Well, all this plasma that was way overkill last time now has a job.
So you're gonna score. So I
And your
scored.
turn, what do you get? Yeah.
You went first. So you scored 10 here. I scored 5.
Yep.
So did you score 10 at the top of yours?
On top of 2, yeah.
Top of 2.
This is the top. We're going to the top.
All right, so while they're tallying up scores, what do you guys think of what happened in this bottom of the round here?
Well, thanks, Pickle. So I think that there was some definite good moves here. Peter and Zach still has to make some morale tests, so we'll see if he can roll some 1s and stick around on maybe one of the objectives. I don't think it matters that much. It's just that these units are going to die, and it's going to be tough for him to maintain that hold. So Peter managed to clear off a lot of models from some of these forward objectives. So Peter's in control of 5 objectives right now. That's a lot.
We'll see if he remains in control. Zach still has his reserves, his plasma squads coming in that can do some real work against these guys here. But really, to control the game coming out of this turn, Peter needed to clear those objectives. Man, did those Death Riders clear those objectives?
They did great. And the nice thing here too, only one of the tank commanders is going to be able to shoot. There's one tank commander and a normal Rust that can fire. So they're probably going to be able to take off a lot of the models that are on the lower right hand objective. So we'll see here. It sounded like Peter got 5 in primary, Zach got 10. So it'll be interesting to and he's pulling some more models there that failed morale tests. Oh no, they're backing out of combat. Okay, cool. Yeah, they're falling back. Good move. Got to shoot those guys. Got to get rid of them. Yeah, the Manticores are especially brutal in this game. They do so much damage.
We've seen it all day, what those Manticores can do. What's Zach's targets this turn? What does he really need to get rid of going forward?
He just needs to push stuff up objectives. So the Vanguard, even if he kills the Vanguard veterans in the lower left-hand side, it doesn't matter. There's a character on that objective too, so it's going to be really hard to get rid of him. Even dedicating 2 Manticores to him means he probably doesn't kill him. We'll see how he brings in some of his plasma. I think he brought in the special weapon squads, 2 special weapon squads last time. Oh, and here we're getting the score update. Yeah, so it looks like 11-14 is the total right now. So pretty even game. Peter's only down by 3 points, but Peter just made some big plays and kind of broke the back of a lot of the scoring units that Zach had. Peter broke the back of a lot of scoring units that Zach had available. He killed a lot of guardsmen this turn.
He's got 1 company commander, 2 special weapon squads, and 1 command squad coming in this turn for the rest of his stuff.
Okay, cool. So that is going to be that's a lot of models.
That's a lot of utility and a lot of plasma coming in to hopefully back up a lot of the things.
That's 10 plasma guns coming in from reserve.
And while you're right that Zach had a lot of his utility and his objective holding gone, and it's going to mean he's going to have to be a little bit more from here on out. That amount of weaponry is significant coming in. If those Manticores can take care of that last tank commander, that's going to free up the table a lot, and really the plasma is going to be able to do some work.
So yeah, so we'll see. I think the plasma guns, the plasma bunch in the lower left, the lower right hand side of the table is still pretty dangerous. And they're eventually going to be able to move onto those objectives, but there's not a lot of infantry squads left. So yeah, look, and he's even like tucking in that tank commander. And there's still one more Vanguard veteran missile available to throw out there. Now the nice thing is Zach can't put models close to the bottom of the table, and that's because there's infiltrators there that have a 12-inch aura of like don't come over here. So it's going to be tough for him to put them in a meaningful place that's not on the other side of the table, which may be good too. I mean, he could bring him in next to the tank commander and try and blast that, or they can come in and try and blast the Death Rider character that's sitting on the objective, which may be the play.
So these guys have to come down this turn. Where do you put them, as we see sort of Zach pre-measuring in the bottom left-hand corner here? Would that be where you would put them, or is there going to be some areas on the table where they should go?
I'm not sure that I don't think that's a bad place for them. It definitely diverts attention backwards, which is always good.
And with Zach having engaged in all fronts, I believe Zach having engaged in all fronts is being one of his secondaries. Having them in that bottom left corner really starts to maximize it.
I think he almost wants to put one unit close to behind the tank commander, if that's possible, and one unit in the other table quarter, just so he can get full points for engage. So Zach is going to get 5 points for primary this turn. That's pretty harsh. So John, do you think that Zach is going to be able to push Peter off of 3 objective markers?
It's going to be hard.
I don't know.
He has the plasma squads, but he's going to have to be really intense on what he chooses to shoot and how he does it. And he might be able to push him off, but I don't think he's going to be able to gain or jump on them after he pushes them off.
Right.
So he might deny, but it's really going to hurt his scoring for the next turn.
Yeah. And that jump character is also going to be a problem. Big problem.
They can clear off the objectives, but Peter still has a lot of mobility to kind of jump back on and reassert himself.
Exactly. He can do stuff like jump that jump captain over and maybe get those characters if that character doesn't get picked up. The company commander and the Astropath, because that commander that character can of course advance in charge. He's bringing on some other guys over here to try and get him. Maybe he's going to bring in some plasma squads over there as well.
Really try and clear off those objectives.
Yep. Which is not bad.
So in the lower left, he put down 2 special weapon squads, and then
it looks
like he's putting the other one up north there where his hands are.
Right.
And
okay, cool.
No company commander down in the lower left. I don't know where that's going yet.
Okay, cool. So we'll see. I assume that guy's going to hang out where he can give orders somewhere. And yeah, maybe he'll put it in his lines. I'm not 100% sure there. Yeah, it looks like that.
Big shout out to Pickle, by the way, by keeping us all informed about.
No kidding.
Table side and really kind of keeping us in the game, doing amazing work there, especially kind of letting us hear the players at the really important times. Truly the unsung hero of today. And then
thank you so much.
The sung hero of today is Hammer Out Cancer. If you go to charityhammer.com, you can donate up to any amount you want, or even as perfect in chat there, a link to donate to. For every $30 you donate, you are entered into a draw to win a ton of really great prizes. Danny, what is your 5th most favorite prize that's available that you can see at charityhammer.com?
The 5th most favorite prize?
Yeah. I don't want to be too specific.
Yeah, so I have some hood. I need some new hood ornaments for my car. I think I want those plague bearers for that.
So would it be like one at the front or like 10? Okay.
No, it's all 10 of them in a row down the front of my my Subaru Forester.
the conga line lives. And then
Right.
during this game here, moving those squads around to kind of get a better line of fire right beside that tank commander. And that tank commander inching around a little bit more, but still kind of keeping his toe on that objective. And I think it looks like we have 2 tanks on that the objective in Zach's deployment zone.
Yeah, I don't think that tank commander, the one that fell back from the captain, is actually on it. I wonder if he was supposed to be. I'm not sure. I'm sure either way, the intent would be clear for either one of them. He could have totally done that if he wanted to.
And we have there we go, moving back a little bit there. We have
there we go.
Yeah, the top one's not tagging it, but the lower one is.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, maybe not.
And then, of course, the 2 Manticores on that top right, still harassing the entire field.
Oof.
Do they just sort of ignore the Peters tank commander and just try and clear out objectives now?
Well, now I'll tell you what, John. Those things have so much more range than Peter's tank commander. Like Peter's tank commander's only got a 24-inch range on his gun. Maybe he's got a heavy bolter with 36, but other than that, no sponsons means that it's going to be pretty hard for him to make up for that that deficit of range. That oh no, sorry, he does have sponsons. He has the 2 multi-meltas sponsons as well. But still, all 24 inches. It's going to be hard for him to move into a place where he can actually do any effective damage. Basically, nothing from Zach's army is within 24 inches. So he's been doing a good job of keeping everything either out of line of sight or out of range of that model.
So Zach just used smite on that little squad in the middle that took a wound or 2. They're just about to start shooting now, so I'm gonna pump them up.
Cool, thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay,
All right.
I'm gonna reroll 1s to hit. Both command squads are gonna reroll 1s to hit. Oh, I got a CP. Number 3. He'll make himself reroll 1s to hit. He's gonna stand there.
Cool.
And not issue an order because he fell back. So first I got a command squad of 4 plasma that can see these guys. Gonna overcharge. First 3, and the next guy. Okay, so 1 guy blows up. Those are good. 6.
I lose the squad.
Okay. Next, I'm going to do another command squad into the Infiltrators. Same deal. That one. I lost 1 plasma from their squad.
Okay.
Everything here hits.
I'm just gonna pull a guy then.
Yeah, please do. Number 2s. So 5 on the Infiltrators.
5 on the
Yeah,
Infiltrators.
5 level charge plasma.
So we're just gonna take them 2 at a time on the guys in cover.
Okay.
So
5s.
5s. Okay. And then 1 at a time.
Okay, and then you got 1 left after
And
that.
then 6 up. Nope. Okay. So just the sergeant,
Okay.
or which is this guy.
Next, special weapon plasma is going to do 2 into the sergeant, 1 into the horses. These don't reroll 1s, but nobody dies. Sarge takes 2.
And is dead.
1 into the horses. 1 wood.
Oh, I don't know why I'm trying to save it.
Yeah, just 2 damage.
Cool. Down to 1.
Okay. Tank commander in there is going to put everything into the horses.
Tank commander.
I mean, tank. Sorry, Bleeding Rust, not commander. Just the bat tank in the back. You have a guy with 1 wound, so I'll have your bolter first.
Okay.
1 hit. 1 wound.
Cool. 1 hit, 1 wound.
Yep.
Um.
So your bolter, run 1.
Yep. I ignore it.
Yeah, you're good. The cannon. 8. Okay, looks like 5.
5.
First one is good for 3 on the guy with 1 wound. Next one's good for 2.
Ignore them both.
3.
Okay. Dead.
Next one is 2.
Okay. 1.
6 again on the same guy.
Oh, just barely.
Okay, so there's one guy left. Can this that commander have line of sight to that horse?
Yeah, and there's no. If I'd pulled this guy last, it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah. So shoot.
Okay, so I'm gonna do other stuff first. So this guy's gonna get 4 plasma guns in him while overcharged. And the next 2. Okay. Looks like 6 on your info.
Take 2 down to 1.
I was doing that accurately.
Yeah.
My dice are hard to read, so you took 2, so 4 took 4.
I took 4. Yep.
I just got 2 left. Okay, so that's gonna fire. It's gonna do demo here.
Okay.
Heavy bolter here.
Okay.
Oh, what's the leadership on the horses?
The leadership on the horses is 7.
How many have they lost?
3.
Okay, so you need to roll a 4 to pass.
Yeah.
Well, that horse might have to live. Wow, I'm having trouble here. Demolisher here.
Yep.
Multi-melta here. Heavy bolter here. Multi-melta there.
Okay.
Multi-melta at the horse.
Okay.
4. If I'm within 15, it's way more.
Let's check that. That's going to be close.
Your tips right there.
I'm sitting down though.
4 or 8.
Yep. You're good.
Okay.
So it's how much?
8 total.
8. Yeah, I'm dead.
All right, and then multi-melt into the captain. 2 on him.
Okay. Guys.
And the demo cannon out here.
Right.
2 and a 2. I'll reroll both. 8.
Okay.
Twos. 6.
Okay. That's well, 1 of damage, 1 at a time.
That's cocked. That's
I don't know why we're rolling 1 at a time. Yeah, they're gone. Okay. Cool. Manticores.
yep. Before I pick on that, I'm gonna fire all that into here. No need to overcharge. So just 3, 6. They only have 1 target. I'm gonna roll it all together.
Okay.
So it's a total of 12 plasma gunshots. Needs 4s.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. That's 5 hits. Squad.
4 up.
Oh,
minus
you have
3.
6 up. You have
Yeah.
6 up. Yeah,
How many? 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so they're done.
Okay.
Now I have 2 mana cores. First mana core will go into. Are your Vanguard vets in cover right now, or are they just working with the 2 up?
They are not in cover because that would expose them to shooting.
Okay, well, I'm going to hit them with a Manticore. I'll roll the 2. 6 shots. Two ones.
Cool. Yeah, 3.
Yeah. You haven't scrambled in my DZ yet, right?
No.
You have a Squadron Deep Strike still? You do.
Yes.
18 is right here. Did I screen you out? I did not, so you can actually just land here and do it. Okay, my other thing is going to just also go into also your Van Vets.
Yep.
7 shots.
Okay.
Four.
4. to
Just the one guy.
just the one guy.
Okay, I believe I'm out of shooting. Cool. Does that guy, he lost 4, so don't roll a 5.
Good.
You're good. Okay,
All right.
ring returning at 10.
Got an engage.
I do. I get 2 for engage.
2. Okay. All right. Whoa. Oh, where's the score sheet? Oh, perfect.
All right, so that looks like it's done into the shooting phase. If you guys want to talk while I score
great.
up.
Yep,
Real
so-
good shooting phase from Zach there. Why don't you take
Yeah,
us through
he
some of
got-
the things that happened?
Yeah, so he got exactly what he needed to, and he was able to push off those both the top and bottom left-hand objective or central objectives. So or push, not just push them off, but also just fall back from combat and keep some guys on there. Also remove all but one of the Vanguard veterans that were hiding behind the wall there. Now, the nice thing for Peter is that he was able to stay on some objectives and score some good primary this turn. So I think he gets 15 because he's on 3 compared to Zach's 2, which is
And
pretty
then
nice.
the other thing that really works out Peter's way is Zach was not able to screen out his deployment zone. So as we're seeing right now, Peter is able to drop his squad down to score that last scramble point.
Absolutely. So, and then of course, I am apparently still stuck in 7th edition. And when somebody says ballistic skill 4, I automatically, my mind goes to a chart and I'm thinking it hits on a 3+, ballistic skill 3 hits on a, ballistic skill 3 hits on a 4+, not the other way around. Until I see the plus sign, apparently my brain does the wrong math. So talking with Colin in the chat and being wrong. So always good about that. And that's
And
all
then
our tank
also-
commander.
Oh yeah, I was
Go
going to say, Colin pointing out that Tallarn tank commander just being Speedy McDougal over there, being able to shoot 20 inches forward. But would that be a good thing to do in this game? I mean,
I
honestly,
just don't think. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say we're about to see it do some real movement here, but kind of what benefit does that have right now?
I'm not sure. I think that he can move it into a place. Oh man, that was a far move. I think he can move it into a place where he can shoot maybe one thing. I think he's gonna do the move order, of course, so he can move and then fire. I just don't know that he could go forward and attack anything of real value without really exposing himself.
I think maybe even it looks like he's going to shore up some objectives. That tank is kind of
Yep.
making a move to kind of score some primary points there.
Absolutely. And so I think at this point in the game, Peters doesn't have a ton of gas left in the tank. So he's just going to try and push him off turn 3 and lose some guys on turn 4. Yeah, I'm all out of rays today, guys. So not quite as on my game as I usually am. You know what is on this game though? An awesome charity.
That's right. Were
So
you setting me up? I'm so sorry about that. Yeah.
No, it's okay. I like assumed, and it's fine. No problem. So today we're playing for this charity hammer event. We're playing Hammer Out Cancer. We're raising money for the family of Vincent Price and the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center or Fund. Sorry. So go ahead and if you type in !donate or go to www.charityhammer.com or paypal.me /charityhammer. You can donate today. Every donation of $30 puts you in a raffle for some excellent prizes. We've talked about all the prizes today. We've talked about a lot of them. John, what is your 6th favorite prize?
My 6th favorite prize. Well, that would have to go as a Memphiston, Chief Librarian of the Blood Angels. That new model is just amazing, and really is evocative of the original art. I want to kind of copy what you did though, Danny, and turn him into a Night Lords captain. So, but it's a great
he makes
model.
I'm using him as a sorcerer. But he's good at that.
But yeah, and if you are donating $30 to help someone out, and you have a chance of getting something like say a Memphiston, or a red gobbo or a box of plague bearers. That's even cheaper than when you usually pick it up, and you're helping a super, super good cause.
Absolutely, John. And that's the name of the game today. We're playing for charity. Looks like we're getting some models removed from Peter's tank shooting, and some other incidental shooting that he, or some extra incidental damage that he's able to pull out.
Absolutely, and those Manticores continue to be amazing models this whole day for Zach.
Oh yeah, sorry, they're not shooting though. This is Peter's turn. So this is the bottom of turn 3. After the assault portion of this phase, which I think should go probably pretty quickly, just because there's not a lot left on the table. We should see, where everybody ends up.
So what is Peter trying to do here? Like, what is his main goal to do in this turn? Is it just, are we still in clearing off objectives phase?
Yeah, I think it's just preventing Zach from running away with primary. So since Zach did go first, Peter will have a chance to run onto objectives after. So like next turn, Peter can score primary, then kind of back off and hide, and then run onto whatever he possibly can to try and score as many points as possible. So we'll see if that works out for him. John, what's your analysis?
Yeah, I would agree. This game is really going down to, it's trading units over and over again here. But thanks to the recent FAQ changes of scoring at the end of 5, Peter has a real chance to kind of sneak in some primary points here. Where Klung's scraping a little bit, I think Zach has a heads up. He had just a phenomenal shooting last round that cleared off a lot of Peter's threats. So it's really, I think at this point, Peter has to kind of back off and play a little bit more defensively, pull back a little bit for kind of that last turn score.
Yeah, he really doesn't have a lot of gas in the tank left. There's just not much left to his army. And so he's got to maintain some primary scoring here. He definitely did a good job of getting some 15 points for primary this turn. Hopefully he can keep up that lead. It looks like depending on what ends up happening in that combat with in the lower central left-hand objective, I think that there is, how many guys are left on that? Is there a couple of conscripts?
Yeah, there's not many there's a few conscripts on there, not a huge amount.
Or infantry squad or whatever that was, yeah.
Right.
Something with objective secured.
But for sure, we're going to be seeing, I believe the Manticores in Zach's turn are going to try and take out Peter's tank commander. Unfortunately, Assassinate's not really worked out well for Peter so far. Zach's done a real good job being really cagey with his characters and kind of keeping them hidden and protected and screened.
Yes. So much to Peter's chagrin, I'm sure. He just wasn't able to get to those characters.
And then just killing as many easy squads as possible is what Peter needs to do right now to deny Zach minimize losses, which is the mission-specific secondary that Zach chose for this game.
Yep, absolutely. And that may be like the last turn push that he tries to make. But we'll see.
For sure. So if you were Peter, do you try and minimize Zach's points, or do you really try and increase your own?
He's starting to shoot. He's shooting a Manicore lieutenant. So
awesome.
Can we get a score update?
You guys are live.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting a score in a second here.
6 on the lieutenant.
Perfect. Thank you.
5 ups.
We are literally determining the end of the game now.
And into the sergeant.
They're just going to skip through turn
7.
4 update and probably just do the rest of the game right now.
Okay, cool.
Okay. 3 minus 2 for
3 minus 2. Okay, so these are 5 up invuls. Okay, I'm alive.
Okay, you have more than 3 ones? Okay.
Yeah, I have more than 3 ones. I have 4.
Okay.
So that guy then literally moves and advances and just goes here and dies the next turn, but that gets me a single engage for 2.
Sure. And then you get 10 on the final for these 2 squads being here.
Yeah. So what that does for me, so we're giving you 4 for engage because you go hard.
Sure.
In fact, if you wanted to clear in that scenario, see if you can roll the max advance to get 3 for engage.
Oh, sure, yeah.
No.
8 plus 20 is 28.
28 off of him around the...
28 probably doesn't do it. Here,
No, you're in.
and I have a million CP.
No, you're in.
I have a million CP. I guess
You're in.
that's-
You're
that's
in.
fine.
You get 3. You get
Okay,
3.
Cool.
So
So 8 banners.
you're so we're putting you at 8 banners. So where are you at for minimize losses?
So I have.
Because we're tied on primary,
Okay. I have 1, 2, 3.
and I'm going to pick up
4, 5, 6, 7,
21.
8,
3.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15 remaining, it looks like.
Yes.
Man, I can't count. 3, 4, 6, 7. Yep. So I have 15 remaining. I have. Now I gotta remember how many units are in my army. I have 3 company commanders.
No, it's like let's just look at your list and count.
Yeah, did someone have a copy of my list? It's
Hey,
on the
Pickles,
thing.
can you pull up a copy of the list? We need to figure out minimize losses.
I need to figure out how many units are on my list. Isn't it posted somewhere?
Yeah, it's posted. The RTT list.
It shouldn't be
Go to the
linked.
Twitch chat and type in !point lists. So I got an awe-inspiring 56 points.
What am I at before?
Before that,
Uh-huh.
you are at no. It's how many units are in his army.
I just know how many units.
We just need to just turn the monitor around and let him count. So you scored so I got 21 on primary at the end of all things. You got 13. So you are behind me by 8. So if you
on
get
secondary, so I need 50%.
Yeah.
If I can't let you come more than 50% of my army.
well, let's.
I have 15 of 21.
There
So
you go.
that's actually it's above 50 but not 75%. So I get 10 points.
10 points?
Yeah.
Okay. So 10. That puts it at 20. I can't count. 23.
Do you want help? Last
Yeah,
time we did
no.
this, there was a
23. So you are going to score 58 points. Good job on the advance roll.
So I got 5 points for engage total.
Yeah, 5,
And then
8.
Yeah. So 21. So 8 plus 13 is 21. Plus 5 is 26.
Okay, there you go. That's 61.
26 plus 35 is 61. Correct. All right.
Did I count my stuff shit correctly?
So it's 12 or 9, 11, 21. You got that right. 21, and then yes, you got it correctly.
Okay. Zach has won 61 to 56. So
man.
35, 35. I got 21 secondary. He got 26 secondary. No. He beat me by
5-ish.
Five. Oh, if only I had picked up that company commander and you would whiffed that advance roll. Okay, people have run away.
All
Everyone
right,
has
so do you
fled.
guys have any questions
up?
for
Yeah.
Zach or Peter or Danny or John before we wrap this up? I'm updating the scores as we go. Give me a moment. But Zach won by 5 points this week.
Close game.
Oh, super close game. It does sound like someone left the room wearing the mic still.
That was definitely Zach. Let me put him on mute. There we go.
Beautiful. What a super close game. And as
Just
Peter
started
said,
swearing?
it came down to
What?
Zach just starts
two dice
swearing.
rolls.
No.
So there's two big rolls. Peter killing that company commander, and then Zach making a super good charge roll was the 5 points that won Zach that game. Danny, what are your takes on the game?
Man, really back and forth. Super great to see such an awesome close game. A lot of fun to watch. Man, super close. I'm surprised it ended up being so close. What a great game for real. A lot of back and forth. It's good to see like these very competitive games with a lot of great unit trading. You can kind of see that, and that's a really high level, like kind of 40K maneuver at this point in time, where you see a lot of like, okay, if I trade this unit for this unit, is it worth it? Because this game is so deadly right now. Well, and it has been for the entirety of 8th edition. Those unit trades are definitely what you're looking for, and you're definitely looking to make utility out of those unit trades. So, what a
Absolutely.
fun game to watch.
And then this game and on the other games we've seen today as well, actually, are like really great examples how you can't tell how the game's going by looking at the table. There's been many times where like, whoa, it's been a huge swing turn 1, turn 2, but it's really not being reflective of the outcome. For secondaries, Zach's choice of engaging all fronts, raise banners, and minimize losses. How did those end up working out for him, Danny?
I mean, that's what won in the game was the secondary choices. So he was able to really hold on, and that's what he won because they tied on primary. All the points that were different were in secondary. So Peter not getting any points for assassinate was pretty harsh.
Yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
unfortunate that he wasn't able to capitalize on that.
Zach did a great job of hiding his characters or even only showing as much as he needed to show throughout the game there, and just really cognizant of the objectives that Peter had for his game.
Absolutely.
Man, what a great game. One more time, Pickle, the table master, doing an amazing game, an amazing job of balancing me rambling, Danny giving advice, and the table being able to say what they're doing. You made this super easy to follow along with. So, Pickle, great shout out to you there. Amazing work.
I pretend like I know what I'm doing. Peter did have one more thing he wanted to say before we wrap it up, so go ahead, Peter.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to encourage. Yeah, I just wanted to encourage you guys, if you haven't already, to please donate. We are putting this entire event on for charity. You can find information at charityhammer.com, or if you type in exclamation point donate, you'll get the immediate PayPal link. We're doing this entire event to help raise money for cancer research and for our good friend Vincent, who is a local and a pillar of the local community who is currently battling cancer. And so we're raising money for him and for Fred Hutchinson, 50-50 split, to kind of help them get through this year. It's been a really hard year for all of us, but they're having a really tough time of it, and we're trying to do what we can to help. So if you can, please donate. We totally understand if you can't. Again, it's been a really hard year. But we would really, really appreciate it if you did. If you donate $30 or more, you get entered into the raffle, and we do raffle prize drawings. And the Golden Necron Army and the Loot Box of Orcs is still up for grabs. These are all little donations people have given to help encourage donations. So please donate. It is a very, very good cause. I cannot overstate that enough.
Yeah, and it's for every $30 you donate, you get a ticket. It's not just one ticket for over $30.
Oh yeah, every 30.
Have a look at trying to donate. We will be back at 3:00. That will be Zach with his Imperial Guard list versus Colin and his White Scars list for the final of the double elimination RTT. So see us back at 3:00, and maybe there might be a raffle at the beginning of that as well. I don't know exactly. So we'll see you guys in about 45 minutes.